So we've got a little practical exercise for you now, which is like a development on the energy ball exercise from the basic energy work course. So hopefully you have been good and you've done that, you've followed that course already and you've done those practical exercises. But I'm going to tell you why we're going to do it first. So if you recall back to the first video, we talked about expanding your etheric field, and we can do that by feeling this energy ball between your hands. Now, the reason why it's a really useful tool when we're working with spirit people is because the spirits have told us that they find it easier to come closer to us when our etheric fields are just very slightly extended a little bit. Now, your etheric field may already be extended, so the last thing you want to do is push it out too far. Hopefully, by doing the energy ball exercises in the first video in the previous course, you now have some sense of where your etheric field is or isn't on yourself. So like if I'm trying to find my etheric field now, I could use my hands, because of course my hands are representative of all of me. It's just obviously this is easier to manage because it's right here, but you know, I could go like this if I wanted to, but you know, here is easier. So right now my etheric field is actually quite extended, which is interesting, so I should be bringing that in, but let's pretend it's not. Let's pretend it's just here. Okay, and so you're feeling that pressure between your hands, as we talked about before, strongly there. Ideally, if you could push it out to about here, that's really going to help your guides during your guide appointment work, when you're sitting to allow them to come to you. So you can do this using your hands if you haven't yet found that awareness of where your etheric self is without your hands. And so let's pretend we're going to use our hands, and what we're going to do is, as we breathe out, we're going to pretend we're blowing up a balloon, and that balloon is between your hands. So you're going to kind of link your intention, your breath work via intention into your etheric field and extend your etheric self out, not too much, just to about here, and that's going to make a big difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me just go over this again. You're saying that if I link my intention to my breath work, that I can expand my etheric body. So if I went, okay, right now my intention is that my breath is going to expand my etheric body. So breathe in, breathe out. Feel the energy here. Now, if I continued to do that, if I even closed my eyes, I can feel the energy building there.
Yeah.
Now, for me, as a deep trance medium, what's happening is my whole etheric body is expanding.
Yeah.
And my guides are like, hey, do you want to chat? Right? Yeah. Whereas when you first start, so I need to sort of back off a bit. No, just not now. But when I first started out, I've never done this before, it can take a while to develop the process.
It can, but practice makes perfect with everything. Once you have learned how to expand out a bit, you can reverse that process. And by breathing in, you can, and imagining the balloon deflating, because you're sucking the breath back in of the balloon, not a helium balloon. You can feel your etheric field actually going in. And so a good thing to do after, if you have done this as an intentional process, is to then reduce your etheric field after you've finished doing whatever it is you're doing. That's also a really handy trick if you're energy sensitive and you're out shopping, you're around a lot of people. You don't want an expanded etheric field, because of course, you know, you're going to what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to bump into the person, you're going to merge, your etheric fields are going to merge with people. By bringing your etheric field in, there's less chance of that happening. So it's actually a very useful thing to be able to do anyway, and gives us a greater control over our energy. So hope everybody gets on okay with that.
So just one last thing. So you can feel your energy here, but you can also come in and try and sense it. Now, of course, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to feel the heat from your own hands. But after a while of practicing, what's going to happen is that's going to give way to actually sensing your etheric body. Really important to understand that, because if you need to understand your own energy so that you can understand the difference between your own energy and when your guide comes to you and their energy as well. And as you progress through contacting your guide and working with spirits, this will become more and more and more important. Okay?